And the other sort of related topic is world hunger, of course, because the reason that animal agriculture causes so much climate change is the animals require so much water and food and produce so much manure and waste that gets into the water table and so on, and degrades the environment. So that's the problem on the environmental side. But if you just step back and think about that, I mean, you have to feed an animal hundreds and thousands of pounds of grain or whatever in order for it to grow up big enough to be slaughtered and eaten. So you're eating higher up on the food chain, which maybe was necessary at some point during human evolution, I don't know, but it's not necessary now. We have the science that proves that you can be healthy as a vegan, and you can do so eating, the 1/10 of the grain that the animals are going to eat. So it's much more efficient. Obviously, the other 90% of the grain that you don't eat is available to other people in the world. Worldwide, the developing nations are starting to eat more and more meat than they ever did, because they're trying to emulate the Western culture and consumption. And it's really not sustainable. It's not sustainable for the West to do it. It's certainly not sustainable for the entire world to do it. And I know that another point I wanted to make was people think, well, but it's just traditional. We've always eaten a lot of meat. So this is, we like continuing that tradition. But if you actually look at the stats, we're eating like twice as much meat as we did in the 40s. So it's not that we're just continuing a tradition. There is an industry that wants to sell more and more meat, and it has spent trillions of dollars on advertising to get us to eat more and more meat, and it's sort of fooled us into thinking that that's normal and that we're just doing what we've always done. Now wait, that reminded me of something. I was going to go back. Can you think of?
Yes, can I say something?
Yeah.
Dairy industry, the baby cows being taken away from their mothers, we shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Even if they treated them humanely.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. I left it. Okay, I could just insert that and we'll clip it in. The other point I was just reminded of with why you have to go from vegetarian to vegan is that the meat industry and the dairy industry are very interrelated. Because you think about it, you get the milk from the mother cow. Now, why is she producing so much milk? Well, because she's being impregnated over and over and over again. Okay, well, she's being impregnated and giving birth to calves. Why aren't the calves drinking all the milk? Well, because the calves are taken away immediately. They're either killed immediately, or some of the males are put into, tiny crates where they're basically chained down and not allowed to move for their life of 2 years or whatever. And that way they don't move, they don't use their muscles, so their flesh is very tender. That's what veal is. So as long as the dairy industry exists, there are going to be byproducts, which is a lot of unnecessary baby cows, and something's going to happen to them.